Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol HEB. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So all this here may look like several days worth of time. It's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I'll let you this time frame that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price and then makes mapping out where levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. But in this situation, let me take a little bit of context. I did this analysis yesterday on Tuesday, so that is where those red and green line annotations are coming from. But the next comment I say is not directed towards the company. I don't know anything about the company. It is based solely on judgment of how the price has acted. So from a price action perspective, this thing has essentially been a pump and dump. And I say essentially because not quite there, but it's very, very close, and I'll explain what do I mean by that. Well, first off, let's just establish the fact, if you're not quite sure what a pump and dump is, and my definition of a pump and dump is that a price makes a great move, and then within a relatively short amount of time, the price goes right back to where it started. So price makes a great move, the first part of the definition. I mean, from where it was right here to where it went all the way up there this morning, I think we can all agree that was a really great move. Next part of the definition, within a relatively short amount of time. Considering this all occurred in basically, looking down here, a day and a half, I think we can all agree this was a pretty small amount of time. The price goes back to where it started, or in some cases lower. So the price was up there, and it's gone all the way back down to close right there. Now this is where it's not quite a pump and dump, but it's certainly sitting on thin ice. So actually, let's make this blue to represent thin ice. So what is the thin ice point? Well, the thin ice point in my mind is right down here at 16.5 cents. Why is that level important? Well, let's say that the price comes down to 16.5 cents. So the price works its way down here and then breaks through it and then just continues on down. What would you have at that point in time? You would literally have the price right back to where it was before the big breakout happened. In a literal sense, the price would literally be back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements with genuine power don't go back to where they were. They make at least some sort of form of progress forward. And that's why, to be fair to the bulls from the big picture, there is still an opportunity at progress because the price could come down here to the thin ice point. That thin ice point could hold. And if the price starts to work its way back upwards, well, now in this situation, you'd have a set of lows there. You'd have some lows right there. You'd have some lows down there. And you look at those as overall stair steps. And yeah, you'd have general stair steps still progressing in the upwards direction. But anything below 16.5 in my mind, that would just be confirmation of a total pump and dump type movement. But we'll see how things play out and see if 16.5 can hold strong or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.